We definitely don't want to ignore this. President Trump set to tour the devastation in Puerto Rico tomorrow as the government works on a recovery deal to help people who are still in a huge state of panic. And though the details of this aid packet are still completely unclear, many on Wall Street are preparing for a big bailout of the U.S. island territory. Fresh off the phones, Charlie Gasparino joining me now.
And this is going to sound crass, and it's not really, but here's the thing. They're looking at how they might cash in on this. Not that they're looking to make a lot of money, but a lot of these Wall Street guys, they own the bonds. It's $72 billion of debt. About $13 billion is in GO bonds. And what I'm hearing is that they're meeting this week, these Wall Street players, and they're going to determine whether they will make money based on the bailout, whether this bailout will cover the bond expenses and essentially put them in the red, in the black instead of the red. So that's where we are right now. It's a very, I'm almost nervous talking about this, and I'll tell you why. Because this is a very difficult story, and we're sitting here talking about making money. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, it's a business network, and there are reactions.
And that's what's going on right now. They're meeting this week. They're going to determine if this works, and if it does work, if this does cover it, the House is going to put supplemental bailout money on there up this week. If that does happen, you're going to see these bonds trade up.
If you look at the devastation right now, there's a massive human situation going on here, a humanitarian crisis, and the president will go tomorrow. Do you think he has been in on these conversations of figuring out what to do about Puerto Rico?
Listen, there's definitely going to be a supplemental funding measure for the House. I think he's getting a bad rap. He's been, listen, there's plenty of funding going there. It's getting this stuff, the raw materials, to the places, to where it's needed. That's the problem. And that's all an infrastructure issue.
Yeah, and also, then bring in the people who are good at that.
Well, FEMA's supposed to be good at that.
If you're able to get the electricity set up again.
Liz, $72 billion in debt. A very impoverished nation. That's a lot of debt for 3.5 million people. And guess what? Very little infrastructure. So they clearly haven't spent the money wisely.
Yeah. Well, it's a territory of the United States. So you can't say, oh, the country of Puerto Rico. Folks, it's not a country of Puerto Rico. Americans live there.
Right. We should point out that the debt actually went down the first day when this started happening. It traded down to about 50 cents in the dollar. It's moving down slowly. But here's where, if you want to get a little, interesting, look at the supplemental legislation that funds it. See how much funding they get, and then watch if the bonds move. My guess is if it's GO bonds, because they're going to need GO bonds to finance for the future, they may go up. And that's how Wall Street plays this. It sounds crass, but it's gambling. It's high-stakes gambling.
Well, the big story tomorrow, folks, is that the president will be, unless something changes, in Puerto Rico. And we'll see if there are more developments. Charlie, thank you very much.